So hello everybody and welcome to the Bootcast. My name is Eugene from irishbootstrapper.com and today we are joined by Niamh Breen, an Irish girl gone travelling. So Niamh, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
No problem
Thanks
at
for
all.
having me.
You're welcome, you're welcome. It's good to see an Irish face on the Bootcast. Where are you from originally in Ireland?
I am from Drogheda in County Louth.
Drogheda, County Louth.
Wee county.
The wee county,
Yeah.
County Louth.
The wee county.
Very good. So where did you go traveling first, or where was your first destination, I suppose?
On this travel stint, I've been traveling for nearly 4 months now, and it's nearly over. But the first destination was Dubai because I had a layover there anyway, so decided to stay there for a couple of days, and then after that, went to Sri Lanka for maybe 3 weeks, a month, 3 weeks-ish.
Very good, nice.
That's cool.
Cool. And so did you ever do like a long stint of travel before this one, or is this kind of the longest you've done to date?
No, this is the longest. It was always city breaks. Europe. Last year, I went to Thailand for about 3 weeks through a travel backpacking group.
Oh yeah.
And I met my boyfriend there. And he's on the total same mind wave as me. Yeah, he's totally on the same, loves traveling, this, that, and the other. So when we got home from Thailand, I think about 2 months later, we were like, oh, sure, let's go again. And we spent about 9 months just saving, just constantly working and saving for about 9 months a year. And then we came out here. We knew we wanted to go for a long time. So
cool.
Yeah, the rest is history and still out here.
That's good, because sometimes I think if there's a couple, like, it can hold one person back if they want to travel, for whatever reason. They want to stay at home, or they have a career job and they don't like the idea of packing up and heading on. Cool.
Yeah.
So you're traveling with your boyfriend. Cool. So what was there a turning point where you just were kind of sick of life back home, or like what was the motivation factor for you? Like,
I suppose the motivation factor for traveling further away from Europe was a couple of years ago. I ended a relationship and had the opportunity to solo travel for the first time in my life.
Cool.
So I headed off to Rome a couple of months after ending that relationship, and then my brother had come back from 6 months stint in Southeast Asia, and I was like, oh, I want to go there too. Cool. So I didn't really have the balls to go on my own, so I booked Thailand through this travel group.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, came home and started saving again.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Like, was there much hesitation before you booked? I know that for me, I've always wanted to do Southeast Asia, and I kind of put it off for a couple of years, and I should have done it before.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, it's all it is a flight away,
That's it. Like, you think about it so much when you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
It's grand. Like, you don't even remember how nervous you were. For Thailand, no, I found this company and I had really good reviews, and I actually found people on Instagram that had gone on holidays through the company and wrote to them, was like, look, is it legit, or am I getting scammed, or what's the story? And they're like, no, it's all legit. I booked the tour, and then maybe only about 2 weeks before the tour, I was like, oh, I have to book my flights and going to Thailand. Forgot. So it wasn't well planned out at all. I was like, oh, sure, we'll just go. It was a real spur of the moment thing.
Yeah,
and that was
nearly the best way, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't even think about it. I just went.
Yeah. And so, like, was it something in you that you maybe put off before for a couple of years, or like, what was to do a long travel stint, I suppose?
Yeah. See, I haven't gone to college yet, and the plan is always to go to college, and that's been put off at the moment for traveling. And the thing was always, no, look, you've got your full-time job, you're saving to go back to college. And then I was like, oh no, look, for this travel stint, I was like, no, college is always going to be there.
Yeah.
So you can use your saving for traveling, and then the job's always going to be there when I get home. So there's no point putting this off now. Like the countries over here are changing so rapidly. Like I was in Bangkok last year and I was in Bangkok this year. My boyfriend was in Vietnam 2 years ago and again this year, and the changes that we've both seen are just so drastic that if I was to put off the traveling for another 5 years, these countries would be almost totally westernized at that stage. So
it's
I'm
crazy,
excited
isn't
to
it?
see them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, like
that's it.
Bali's insane. Where I am in Canggu in Bali, it's so westernized. Like I'm not used
Is
to
it?
seeing this many white people at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
It's so westernized. It's lovely. Like it is nice to be able to go out and get like avocado and poached eggs and toast and all these hipstery foods, but
yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time, it's like being at home. It's really weird being
yeah,
in Indonesia but feeling like you're at home, just
yeah,
with good weather.
yeah. It's one of the challenges, I suppose. Ho Chi Minh,
Yeah,
where I was living in kind of outside the city, so like
yeah,
I was literally the only Westerner or white person for every maybe 200 or 300, probably more actually.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
you're like a celebrity walking down the street. Everyone is saying hello, smiling.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But then when you go into the city center and it's kind of backpacker central, like every second
yeah,
person is a Westerner, and it doesn't feel the same, you know. Genuinely feels
yeah,
different.
yeah. I would have
Um,
loved to have done it 5 years ago
yeah,
and seen what the difference is now, but it's still amazing. It's still
yeah,
amazing. Like I'd recommend everyone to go to Southeast Asia at some point.
yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So where did you travel to first then?
My first ever country.
Yeah, ever.
Well, I went to Spain when I was 4, but I don't
Yeah,
really count that. I don't remember. We came home and I got a caravan, so we never went abroad as a family again.
yeah,
Still
yeah,
haven't.
yeah.
So I went to Brussels when I was 19, 20, I think,
Cool.
and I just fell in love. That was it. I caught the travel bug straight away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
amazing. I've been back, like, I'm planning to go back to Brussels every Christmas because the
Yeah.
Christmas markets are unreal.
Is it good in Brussels?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
I
just.
haven't really been. I've been to Christmas markets in Munich,
Mm,
and then I went to Brussels again last year, and it was it's unbelievable. It's just huge. It's a massive Christmas market.
wow. I must put it on the list. Cool. So Brussels. So you kind of started in Europe, got the travel bug. What is it that you like about
Yeah.
travel?
Um, I think most people travel to escape. Like, I wanted to get out of Ireland. I love Ireland. Like you catch me out here and everyone's like, oh, you're Irish. I'm like, yeah, it's the best country in the world. But when
Yeah,
I'm in Ireland, I don't want to be there. I think that's
yeah,
kind of the same for most people.
yeah,
Um, it's just, I think experiencing new cultures is the main thing, like seeing how different people live different lives, no matter what kind of their social status is,
yeah,
especially at this side of the world. Eating the foods. I'm a big foodie. I love food. So trying all weird, wonderful street food and getting sick after them, that's great crack. Um, what else? Meeting new people. When
yeah,
you're backpacking, essentially like you meet people that are on the same wavelength as you. You meet other backpackers typically. So um but I've also met like older, myself and my boyfriend, we've met older couples like in their 50s and 60s that are still going traveling, and they're still on the same wavelength as we are as 20
yeah,
something year olds.
yeah. It's mad,
Passionate.
isn't
It's,
it?
it's lovely hearing people being like, oh, do it now while you're young, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, meeting and experiencing new things is what I
Cool.
love.
And then on the flip
Yeah,
side, what do you not like about travel?
I know. um I actually really had to think about this one. I was like, oh, what do I not like? And then I was like, oh, I don't like going home. That's so cringy. Little things like I don't like packing my backpack every single time I have to make a vacation. I'm so sick of it. It's only 11 kg, but
Yeah, yeah.
I cannot wait to be done with it. I
That's
miss having a washing machine. I hate washing my clothes in the sink. Such a chore, and I let it build up and build up because I wash both of our clothes and he manages the money.
oh yeah.
So
You just
I'm,
use the washing
yeah,
machine
I'm
and the accommodation, like, is it?
No, I wash the clothes in the sink.
Oh, yeah. All right. Old school.
Yeah, I'm not paying. I don't pay
Yeah,
for
yeah.
any washing. I haven't paid
That's
for washing out here.
that's the
And
way.
some of our detergents, they don't put a stopper in the sink so that you pay for the washing. So I just get a plastic bag. I've got about 3 plastic bags that I've had since Sri Lanka that we just keep reusing and reusing for everything. We bring and everything. So if there's no stopper in the sink, I'll put the plastic bag in the sink, fill that with water and detergent, and wash them, and hopefully, like, fingers
Improvise.
crossed, they don't catch us.
There's a good travel tip for anyone.
Yeah, a lot of
Use a
accommodation will
plastic.
find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, plastic bag, top travel tip. It's worked.
There you go.
And
Plastic
one of
bag
the
as a
main
stopper.
yeah, as a stopper. One of the main things that annoyed me when I was out here, and I hate complaining about it, but everybody that I've talked to has also complained about it. And it's, as a white person, when you're traveling, especially in Southeast Asia, it's impossible to just go for a walk without being stopped by street vendors or tuk-tuk drivers or whatever it is. And it's grand, they're just doing their job. I totally understand it. But when no thank you isn't enough and they just keep at you,
Yeah.
it's their job. It's totally understandable, but you just have to have the patience of a saint for it sometimes, especially if you're in a bad mood.
Is it particularly bad in Indonesia?
No, it's not bad. Everyone's been okay in Indonesia. It was really bad in Sri Lanka. Really bad. I think that was the worst.
Yeah,
Like they
hounding
wouldn't
you.
leave us alone.
Yeah.
Literally, like they'll drive alongside you for a good 30, 40 seconds,
Would
and
they?
they'd ignore me.
Yeah.
And they keep talking, sir, where do you want to go? And then I'd eventually turn around and be like, no.
Throw
And
the
then they're kind of like, oh, okay, she's spoken. Drive on. Vietnam was quite bad as well, but no, I think Sri Lanka was the worst. I think it's because tourism is quite new in Sri Lanka.
They're capitalizing on it, kind of.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, get used to it.
Yeah. I found Cambodia bad, just kind of the same. Everyone was the tuk-tuk drivers or the scooter or taxis, like Grab. Just
between the old school tuk-tuk drivers and Grabs, that got annoying. You're in a pretty not nice situation in Sri Lanka where their Grab is pick me, and we had no idea. We hadn't read it on any blogs that there was that war, like what do they
between
call
the
it?
two.
Yeah, the mafia, the taxi mafia.
Oh,
so we were somewhere in Sri Lanka, and we didn't know this was going on, and we got our price from Pick Me, and we were like, right, there's loads of tuk-tuks, let's just ask them. And he gave us like a price that was triple. We were like, no, that's fine. We booked our Pick Me, and he wouldn't leave us alone. He followed us around the bus station, and I was like, oh no, it's fine, like we've got a Pick Me, it's grand. And he was like, oh, Pick Me, they're like the scum of the earth, they're like the devil reincarnated. And I was like, are you joking? So we just walked off.
Yeah.
And loads of tuk drivers started walking up to us, and one of them heard that we got a Pick Me because they look over your shoulder at your phone. And then about 4 of them like surrounded us and surrounded the car. And when we got into the car, he was like, "Don't let them know you've got a Pick Me." We're like, "Okay, you could have told us that on the phone."
Jesus,
okay.
That's mad, isn't it?
They'll do damage to the car. Yeah, they've been known to pull off screen like the mirrors and everything. Yeah.
Jeez, that's Sri Lanka.
That was just one bad
experience
situation. There's a taxi mafia in Bali as well, but we haven't noticed it as much.
Yeah, cool. That's an interesting story to tell, anyway. What would be your single biggest thing that you've learned from traveling?
That I don't need half the stuff that I have at home. I am like the luckiest in the world. I really am. Before I started traveling, I started to like throw out a load of my stuff anyway, and I don't need any of it. Like, I have more money than I'd ever need, even though when I go home it doesn't feel like it. But like, I've met people here that live on a house on stilts, and they have a cow and a chicken, and the kids don't have any clean clothes, and they're playing with a bit of dirt and a stick, and they're the happiest people in the world. Like, they're so happy. So it's been eye-opening to like, we complain about
that's good. And
being absolutely when I go home.
You said your bag is at about 12 kilos, is it? That's
11.
That's good for a girl.
Yeah, well, half of it's going to get thrown out. I'm not carrying all home
That's
with
good.
me.
That's good.
No summer clothes everywhere.
Yeah, light stuff. And cool.
Yeah.
You're obviously you're not working as you go, so sometimes I kind of ask the guests, you know, some people might have an online business or they're a full-time like travel blogger or like a videographer or something, but you're just purely traveling from savings, then
Yeah.
you'll go back to work when you go home. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky. I work as a healthcare assistant in one of the hospitals in my hometown,
Yeah.
but I don't work for the HSC. I work for an agency.
Okay.
So I'm able to take very
Long
long
leave.
stints off work, and my job will still be there when I get back.
Nice.
So
It's a
I just
nice,
don't get paid for holidays.
yeah,
I don't get any
it's
holidays.
nice luxury to walk back into though, isn't it? You know, you're not starting from scratch again when you go back.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then go again next year.
This is it. Like I've met a lot of people. Yeah. My boyfriend quit his job before coming out here, so he's gonna have to start from scratch when we go home. But that's the thing. Like, there's always gonna be jobs.
Yeah.
They might not be what you want to work in for the rest of your life, but there's always gonna be jobs at home. So
Yeah.
we're not too worried.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So when did you actually start traveling then?
The very, very start of March. I can't
Oh, yeah.
remember the exact date. I remember my parents dropped us to the airport. It was snowing really bad. So our flight was delayed for a couple of hours. But the start of March.
Cool. So that's
And then
March this year. March
Yeah.
2019. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Niamh, the single most important tip for anyone looking to travel long term. Maybe this is a hard question or an easy one.
It's really hard. It's really hard. I was thinking of like all the little gizmos and gadgets that I have with me, and I was like, no. The single most important thing I would say is like take your time when you are traveling. You don't need to be bashing out everything, doing something every single day. Like it's okay to take days off, and absolutely don't feel guilty for it because it's to go home. Like I've had so many lazy days, and I realize when I'm on having those lazy days, just lounging by the pool or whatever, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, but you
just
need that as well.
On the go, like
yeah,
like your senses are on overdrive at this part over this part of the world. So you do it. Take your time. Like it would be quite easy to burn out. So just
so hot as well.
When you need. Drink water. Drink lots of water.
Drink water. Cool. So, have you picked up any other skills, I suppose, just from traveling that, you know, things that you've learned just to help you through life or maybe through your career when you go back to Ireland?
I think through life is it's going to be quite easy to throw out more stuff when I go home and live more as a minimalist and not buy the shoes because I don't need the shoes. And then with work, I think like my communication skills and patience, obviously I have them anyway in the job that I'm in at home, but like I've literally had to have conversations with people who don't have a word of English and manage to get through them with hand gestures and stuff. So living in Ireland, it's quite a multilingual country at the moment. That will help me when I go home with some of my patients that don't have much English. And then my patience has been tested a few times out here. I need a lot of patience in work, so patience has gotten better, I hope.
That's good. That's good. You might get a promotion when you go back. Who knows?
Who knows?
Cool. Is there any travel related resources online or offline that you really like, use, or could recommend?
Yeah, I've got a few. Obviously travel apps, whatever apps take your fancy. Mine would be like booking.com. Use that religiously. My booking.com link is in my Instagram bio.
Hey, everybody.
Free money.
Out Niamh Breen on Instagram. 3 E's.
3 E's, 2 E's was already taken when I set it up years ago.
You need to copyright that.
Booking.com. Rome to Rio is really good for finding a new way around. It gives you lots of nice routes and the best ways to take them.
Cool.
I try to travel as sustainably as I can. So coming over to this part of the world where you can't drink tap water, I would recommend I have a bottle that's called a water to go bottle, and it has a filter in it that lasts 8 weeks. So I just brought 2 filters with me, and I've been drinking tap water. And I haven't got sick from it. It's great.
You're drinking tap water in
Um,
Indonesia?
what else? Yeah, through my
Yeah.
bottle because it's got a filter in it. I've drank stagnant water off the side of a mountain and everything in it, and it's
Jeez.
it's
Cool.
class. So
That's
like
cool.
we've spent or we've saved so much money
From not buying bottled water.
from not buying plastic bottles, and obviously we've saved so much plastic. So
Cool.
um, what else? I've got a little device called a bite pen.
What is it?
Yes. I've got a little device called a bite pen for my mosquito bites
All right.
that
Bite
I
pen.
discovered through a travel blogger called Steph My Life. I don't know if
Cool.
you've heard of her. She's Irish as well.
Definitely life.
But essentially, when you get a mosquito bite, you burn your bite with the bite pen. It heats up to 50 degrees, and then the
Yeah.
itch goes away. You don't have
Yeah.
to scratch it.
And it's
You might
gone.
have to do it 2 or 3 times, but
Yeah.
it has saved some serious
Cool.
scars. Yeah. I don't know what else I have. I've got a few little things. And then other resources online. Travel bloggers.
Yeah.
Literally, like they have so much knowledge. So much knowledge. Like a few travel bloggers have been like my travel bible before even coming out here. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't even touch any Lonely Planet stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just been travel bloggers.
Real,
They
real
they've
people stories.
been there. They know it all, like all the tips and tricks. So yeah, just find a few travel bloggers.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and they don't give you just the good; they give you the bad as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
That's a few good
yeah.
tips there
I'll
anyway.
finish this and think enough.
Booking.com, Rome to Rio, water to go, bottle, and the bite pen. Cool.
Bite pen.
Yeah. So that's BITE, bite pen. Yeah.
PATE. Yeah. I couldn't find anywhere else to get it except Amazon. It's not that expensive, but
Cool.
it is great. So good.
I must get one of them.
And I'm sitting here scratching my skin right now.
You forgot your
Not
ankles.
scratched.
Uh, cool. So how many countries have you been to since you ever left Ireland? Any holidays, travel
That's a good.
stints?
How many countries? I have this wrote down because I wouldn't have people think I have been to 13. It's not a lot for some people, but like
Yeah,
that's enough for
it's
me.
more
13 countries since
it's more than
left
someone
Ireland.
who hasn't gone yet. So yeah, good.
Exactly.
Cool. Do you keep fit as you travel, or did you do yoga or gym or anything like that? Or
I
not?
had great intentions when I came out here first. I had like a little 15-minute workout that I do
Yeah, yeah,
every morning or evening.
yeah,
And that was going great for a couple of weeks, and then I'd get lazy and I'd stop, and I'd be like,
mm,
no, pick it up again, get lazy and stop. So I've just given up because
yeah,
it's not, while I'm traveling a long time, it's not long term. I know I can go home and go back to the
yeah,
gym.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
That's
just,
the thing, and you want to enjoy it as well. Some people,
yeah,
you know,
exactly. So I'm not beating myself up for it. I've got a
yeah, yeah,
holiday bod, not a mini bod, and I'm
yeah,
okay with that. But at the same time, when I'm staying somewhere for a couple of days, I'll book in the town centre so that I can walk everywhere. Like I walk so much,
yeah.
so that's
That's
enough for
good.
me.
Yeah, because I mean it's so hot as well.
Yeah,
That it's a good workout walking in 30-degree heat.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Just sweating everything. Yeah.
Where are you off to next, or is it straight back to Ireland from Indonesia?
No, when we're finished in Bali, we are going back to Bangkok for I think 2 nights. Just because the first time we were in Thailand last year, we didn't like Bangkok, but we literally just saw Koh San Road.
Yeah,
So we're going back to just explore Bangkok, and because I think it's one of those cities that you either love or hate, and we both want to really love it. So we're going back for a couple of nights to explore properly,
nice,
and then we're going home
cool. Is it
back to
a
reality.
one flight back or two flights or?
It's one flight. Is it one flight? No, it's 2 flights back from Bangkok. We have to lay over in Dubai and
Oh
then
yeah,
back to
Dubai
Ireland.
to Dublin. Nice, nice. Cool. Okay, so we're just about to wrap it up. So if anyone is watching and they want to follow your journey and your content, what's the best way to keep track?
Follow me.
Follow you?
Just Instagram. Just
Instagram.
on Instagram.
And you might
Niamh
have
Breen
a
with 3 E's.
travel blog soon, yeah.
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
It's a little thought. So yeah.
Yeah.
But if you follow me on Instagram and there's a travel blog in the future, you hear all about it there. So
Boom. So everybody, if
boom.
you're watching and you're on Instagram, so it's Niamh Breen with 3 E's. So that's NIAMH BREEEN. Niamh Breen on Instagram.
Yeah.
Irish girl gone traveling. So thanks for coming on the show, Niamh, and best of luck with your travels and safe journey back to Ireland.
Thank you.
No problem. Cheers. Bye.